Game on.
I'm John from Gen X Grown Up, and lucky you, you're watching Glen's Retro Show.
Hi everyone, thank you for joining me on today's edition of Glen's Retro Show. Today's an unboxing video. Since my basement is flooded down here, a lot of people reach out to me and send me some items to try and rebuild some of my collection. So that's what we're going to look at today on Glen's Retro Show, to see some of the things that were sent and what they are. Okay, the first package I got here is from Angel Otero. He's disability upgrades, and he makes some really good light up marquees and other items, so you should definitely check him out. But let's see what we got here. I got my trusty little razor blade here with a brand new blade. It's kind of nice. Doesn't mean I'm good at still unboxing and cutting things, but ooh, get over there, you. There we go. I didn't want to cut. Brand new blade too. All right, let's see what we got here from Angel. Oh, it looks like we got a Legends Gamer Mini. So let's take this thing out of the box here for a quick second. Very, very nice. Games Legends products, if you haven't had one or tried one, they're actually very, very good. It's probably some of the best stuff that they made. And look at that. That's nice. And what's good about these is that it works in their ecosystem. So if you have any one of their products and you buy any games or just load any games, you can use them between all of them. The only thing I've ever noticed on these things that didn't work too well, not so much to work too well, was that the molding on my Legends Ultimate came off. Other than that, everything else has been working very well with them. Nice joysticks, nice buttons. So Angel, thank you. This is something you can definitely play, in front of your TV set and play some games. And it has spots on the side here. It doesn't look like it includes them, or maybe I'm wrong. I haven't seen them, but it may not include the pinball buttons you put on the sides. So very, very cool. Thank you very much, Angel, for the Legends Mini. Thank you very much. I'll put it back in the box as best I can for right now. Okay, the next item I got, my brother actually thought it was for his. His name's Gary, I'm Glenn. If something comes G Platimento, he opened it. So this is actually from the Buy Stuff store. And I did a review already on their mount for the GRS flight yoke for your Legends Ultimate. But I made the suggestion that, that's great, but what if you don't have one of those machines? You just have a regular PC and you want to use my Star Wars yoke. Can you make it for like a regular table? And that looks like what they just sent me here. So again, this is a really, really solid wood mount. I'll get a little bit closer so you guys can see a little bit better. Thing is really solid wood, very well designed, but they changed the mounting here. Before the mount, when you locked this piece down, had a very small area to grip onto the Legends Ultimate or one of their other machines. Now this should fit in a lot more different table situations. So you should be able to put this right on here, like so, and lock it in place. So that's kind of neat. So I'll definitely get a review going on this. Thanks, Buy Stuff Store. I'll definitely do a review of this one here as well. The other one was really, really good. So this one I assume will be no different, except you can put it on regular tables and not necessarily have to have a Legends machine. If you don't, we can still get some GRS Star Wars fun. So thanks, Buy Stuff Store. Okay, this next item I received actually came from MicroCenter. And if you didn't know, I'm starting to sell some of my products there, my version 3 trackball, GRS steering wheel, and some other items that could be available only as MicroCenter exclusives. And they sent me this package, so I don't know what this one is. So let's go take a look at this right now. Let's open this up. Oh, check this out. My friend Kio Dieken actually did a video on this already. Let me get this out of the box here as best I can. Put the box a little bit. This one's gonna be a little more difficult. Let's turn it this way. See if we can get it going. Sometimes big boxes are not the easiest to get things out of. I gotta get better at unboxings. Don't have a lot of experience with it. All right, we got this out of the way. So what did we get? Well, first of all, we got a beautiful bag. Everyone knows how much I love bags, right? I love these bags. So I take this bag off, I'm gonna turn this around, and we have an Atari USB stick. Now what's kind of neat about this is it's got the Atari logo on it, it's got the wood grain on it, but some of these components in here, like the spinner and the volcano buttons, are actually GRS products. So if you go into your MicroCenter and you purchase one of these, you also help support GRS because these items are ones that I manufacture and that's used in these Atari machines here. So this would be fun to do a review on, so I'll definitely get on that soon. But Kio Dieken, in the meantime, fun to see his review. Kio Dieken, I'll put a link down below. He actually did a review of this already. It's just got a USB interface, so it should be able to work with anything. They do want it primarily for the Raspberry Pi, but it should work. It says right here, Linux, Mac, Windows, Android, Raspberry Pi, PlayStation 3. Thank you, MicroCenter. Really appreciate that. I'll get a review of this one going pretty soon. Thank you. And thank you for the bag.
What the deuce?
Okay, the next package I got is kind of small. It's from Arcade Workshop, one of my business partners at GRS Productions. And I don't know what's in here, so let's go take a look and see what it is here. Get the little knife here, we'll open this up. I do like how he has the nice artwork on there from his company and my logo on there. Very, very nice. Let's go see what we have in here. Open this thing up. We have a letter. Hey Glenn, I thought I'd send you out a flexible Tron insert to try out. Let me know what you think. Tron inserts, let's see. Now Gary's very good with 3D printers, and it looks like he sent me here a little gate restrictor. It's actually flexible. It's made out of a flexible component. And what he wants to do with this, I happen to have a patented GRS Joystick Mount, and we have an oval, or really a circular restrictor gate, right? Now, if you look here real quick, you can see it's not fully round. It's got these little corners blocked out there. Now, in Tron, the arcade game, they did use an 8-way joystick, but for like the light cycles, they kind of dampened down the diagonals. So you didn't have like what they call the ladder effect in light cycles. So I think what this is, if I pull off the gate, so the big gate just pulls right off of ours, we're going to take this insert and put it inside the gate. So what's going to do is, you can see it's perfectly, it's circular, you get all 8 directions, easy. So I think what this is going to do is kind of dampen the angles. We're just going to push this in here. And Gary, he's awesome when he does stuff like this. I mean, this is really, really neat. A good idea. Just going to push it in place. There. So, and we have to obviously make sure it's all in the angles right. You can see now, let me fix that little spot there. There. So you can see now, it's still circular, and you can probably still push in these corners, but it's going to dampen it. So if you take this now and put this back in here, like so, press down, lock it in place. I don't know how well you can see it on camera. I'll do a review of this as well. The joystick should now be dampened in those 8s. So now we are coming out with a with Stephen Berger. We have his 4-8-way gate switcher. It's electronic. This obviously would be something maybe you could do on your own and try and fix it yourself. But I'll try and see how well it works. Again, the powered one will definitely guarantee the right mode and the right feel. But this is something I definitely want to try. So Gary, thank you once again. Very smart guy. Something I'm going to try out. Gary, thank you for sending this out. Okay, this next item is also from Angel Otero. Again, from This Abilities. Sent me 2 things. And this looks like it might be the box on the outside says a Pac-Man Galaga countercade. I never owned one of the arcade one-up countercades, so let's go take a look at this and see if that's actually what's in here. Angel is a friggin' really nice guy. He makes some really good products too. So I really want to thank him for this. And let's see what we have in here. Well, we got this, we got this. I got something. box. And yep, that's what it looks like. See if we get this thing out. Well, these things are heavier than I thought for a little thing. So yeah, we have a Pac-Man Galaga countercade and a nice silica gel pack. These things are very good. I'll put down here for now. So we'll definitely do a review of this one as well. I've heard some people say that they were nice, but the screens were not the best on the angles. But we'll take a look. So Angel, again, thank you so much. I mean, Angel's done a lot for me and the channel, and I really appreciate this, Angel. Thank you very much. I will definitely put this through some good use, maybe do some modifications on it. But again, Angel, thank you very much for the Arcade 1-Up countercade. Okay, this next item came kind of out of the blue. This is actually from TravisMCP, and TravisMCP is a very good friend of mine. He's got a very good YouTube channel. He does a lot of electronic reviews, a lot on cell phones. He's a really good guy. I've been talking to him for over a year, I guess now at this point, and he's just a really good friend. And he reached out to me, he says, "Glenn, I have something I think you'd be interested in." I don't know what it is, but he said, "Something I think you'd be interested in, and I want to send it to you." I said, "Okay, great." So let's see what I got here from TravisMCP. No idea what this is. Okay, well, we have, looks like a little tripod here for, I don't know, camera or something like that. Nice tripod. It's got a, looks like a little level there, because we all know my video is a little bit on the, well, on the funner side versus the more correct side. So we'll put this down over here. We have a microphone, which, well, of course, my audio probably even on this video is not that great, but here is a nice microphone. Looks like it's a directional microphone. Very, very nice. Kind of cool. I have a 64 Gigabyte SD card he sent. Ooh, what? Okay, well, I got a 64 Gigabyte SD card, and I'm not sure what this is. It looks like a battery charger of some kind. A battery charger. There we go. And a couple of batteries. And a microfiber cloth, okay? And it looks like we have a small bag in here. Put this down over here. So we got a nice bag, and it feels like something's in it. Whoa! Okay, what we have, it looks like a Canon camera lens here, an EFS 18 to 55 millimeter Canon lens. So there's more in here. So wow. Okay, I'll put that over here. We have another Canon lens. It says 35 millimeter autofocus and manual focus. Put it down here to kind of see it's a little bit dark. I have some lights out. This basement needs a lot of work. So I got a camera lens here too, and there is a camera in here. And wow. The Canon Eos Rebel T7i. This is, Travis, I don't know what to say here. I've never owned a decent camera like this, never in my life. So I'm going to have to do some research on really how to use this one. I'm pretty sure this could be even used as for recording videos, and it looks like that's what the microphone is for. I think this goes right on top, like so. So, wow, we got a screen that comes out here. Travis, man, I don't know what to say. This could not have been cheap. Wow. Okay, I'm definitely have to do a review of this one, or at least something. But Travis, man, thank you. I mean, he sent a lot here. I got the carrying bag. I got 2 separate lenses for it. here. He even gave, like I said, the micro SD card, batteries, and a mount, which will go down there. So, Travis, I really do not know what to say, except thank you. This is, Travis, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Here's an item I got from Bobby Vu. Bobby Vu is a very good friend. He also helped me a lot with Blue when Blue was very, very sick. He did a fundraiser for Blue. I can't thank Bobby enough, but he also sent me something here. So let's take a look and see what I got from Bobby. Bobby does a lot of great modifications. He's very huge in the retro community. And let's see what we have here. Let's move this box. Move this box down here. Get away a little bit. And let's see what we have here. Okay, we have a Sega Genesis Model 2 and the Sega CD. Now, I never owned this version. I had the original Sega Genesis Model 1 with the undercarriage CD. So this will be real nice to add to the collection. See if this thing is working. I'm sure it is. It came from Bobby. What else we got here? We have an RF adapter that's auto changing. No getting behind the TV for that. And we have a couple of power supplies for the Sega and the Sega CD. And we have a couple of Sega Genesis controllers. Excellent, Bobby, thank you very much. This is kind of cool. I never had this version here, so I want to thank Bobby for setting this thing out. Just needs a clean up, and I love taking these things apart and cleaning them. I have a thought about doing something else as well. There have been people who have taken the Sega Genesis Model 2 and built a 32X inside to make it a Neptune, and that's something I might want to do. So we shall see. So Bobby, thanks again for setting this. Okay, this is the final item to unbox, and it's the biggest box. I was reached out by Tim. I hope I say your last name right. Dipadova, if I'm saying it right. Dipadova. I hope so. But he reached out to me and he said he had a Magnavox Odyssey and he wanted to know, Odyssey 2, wanted to know if I wanted it. And that was one of the items that was ruined. It was on the lower level during the flood. So I said, yeah, I really would appreciate it. So he boxed it up here and let's see what we have, because the Odyssey 2 is not this big. So let's just see what he sent out here. So Tim, thank you for sending this out. I'm just going to move this box down a little bit here. And put that there. And let's see what we have. Well, we got some bubble wrap, of course. And we have a smaller box in here, so we take the smaller box out, and we'll put that here for a second. Let's just move this out of the way. Oh, those lovely packing peanuts. We love packing peanuts. But, okay, so we have some box games here. So we have UFO, and, you know, the Magnavox Odyssey has some nice, you know, box art, like Atari back in the day. You know, the games themselves are a lot more simple than that, but to have the boxes, and these boxes look, this box anyway is in really, really good shape. Now, just so people didn't know, you know, think like Atari, you know, started the gaming industry. Magnavox was actually the first. The original Magnavox Odyssey, 1972, was Ralph Baer's design. He sold it to Magnavox. And then the Fairchild Channel F, well, Pong came out, and then the Fairchild Channel F, and a bunch of Pong consoles. And then the Atari 2600 came out, and then Magnavox came out with their Odyssey 2. And the boxes, they're nice, and they kind of swing open, kind of like the Intellivision did. And then you have these cartridges here with the handle. You know, they got the actual handle on it. I know the Angry Video Game Nerd made a whole thing about the handles on the Jaguar cartridges, but hey, the Magnavox Odyssey really put handles on it. And it looks really good, good shape. Okay, great. So we have a bunch more to look through in here. So let me put this thing back in here. It looks like it has the manual and everything in here, so awesome. I'm going to put this safely over here. We have a Monkey Shines cartridge. which is kind of cool. I'll put this down over here. Oh, many more box games. Cosmic Conflict, and it was purchased at Lionel for $20.99. It's kind of cool still seeing those stickers on there where it came from. But it's really cool just having the box art on these things. This cartridge looks like, the box looks like it may have seen better days, but it's still functioning, and it does have the manual in there, which is kind of cool. These old games are simple, but still kind of nice to have the the story that went behind the game. Now here's a classic, the Odyssey 2 Casey Munchkin, and this game caused a lot of controversy back in the day because this is a rip-off of Pac-Man, and a pretty good one at that. And Atari had not yet released their version of Pac-Man, which they of course paid a licensing fee for. So of course Atari sued Magnavox, and they won. So Casey Munchkin was actually pulled off the shelves. There was quite a few sold, but once it was pulled off the shelves, you couldn't get it anymore. But what's kind of cool about the Casey Munchkin game is that the dots themselves moved around the maze, and you can actually use the keyboard on the Magnavox Odyssey 2 to program mazes. So it's a shame because the Casey Munchkin actually was a funner game than the Atari Pac-Man, because the mazes kind of changed, almost like Miss Pac-Man. The dots moved around the screen, the monsters went after you. So it was loosely based on the Pac-Man game. Personally, I thought it was different enough where it should have been left alone. But back in the early days, patents and games were kind of something new, and sometimes didn't make the best calls. So again, very good game and boxed. So that's awesome. Thank you very much. And we have here Invaders from Hyperspace. Very nice box as well. And we have the manual and the cartridge. Again, the cartridge looks in really, really good shape. It's got a serial number sticker on the back. I don't remember seeing anything like that before, but there's actually a serial number back there on it. Kind of neat. Kind of neat. Kind of neat. So we still have more in here. There's still a lot more. Armored Encounter and Subchase. Again, the box art was very, Magnavox Odyssey and Television, Atari all had their style. And when you look at these one game cartridge box and all of them, they all have that same look where it's like coming at you with streaks on it. So very good. Armored Encounter looks just like, Combat Clone, and Subchase looks like, Target Fun on Atari. And again, we have everything in here, the manual, everything, and the box is not letting it out. You want to let me out? All right. I don't want to force it out of the box, but we have it right there. I don't want to damage the box. So very, very cool. Nice. And we still have some more here. Looks like we have 4 more. Dynasty. Here we go. We have Dynasty. Again, the boxes are in very good shape for how old they are. We're talking like 1982, 1983, time frame. So very, very cool. Nice. Oh, yeah. Duct tape is always good for something. There's some duct tape holding the box together, so awesome. Now here is one of the games, like Casey Munchkin, that was a very, very beloved game in the Magnavox Odyssey 2. And I forgot to mention before that Casey Munchkin actually was a memory expanded cartridge, and this is also an expanded memory cartridge. It's Pickaxe Pete. Now Pickaxe Pete was, I guess people really thought of it more as a Donkey Kong clone. I never thought of it as a Donkey Kong clone. I thought of it more as almost like a Lode Runner type of game. But people really did like this game. I find it to be okay, personally. But again, we have the cartridge in here, and we have the manuals for it. So that's some Pickaxe Pete cartridges. It looks really clean. That's like silver on the bottom and everything. So that looks really, really, really good. But Pickaxe Pete, Casey Munchkin were the games that people said were like must-haves to get, and having it in a box is really, really cool. Excellent. Very, very nice. We have 2 more in here. Oh no, there's more. There's another one here on top. We have 2076 Star Command by Magnavox. There we go, the loose cartridge. Kind of cool. And Now these cartridges, the Philips Magnavox. Now Philips was a very, very big company, so I think they like over-industrialized the machine and the cartridges, and it actually used an Intel microprocessor, which was kind of neat too. But I always felt that the graphics on the Odyssey 2 for coming out after the 2600 was definitely not as good as the 2600's graphics. Although, from what I understand, programming the Odyssey 2 was a little bit easier, but most of the games were made by 1 or 2 people. That's it. Parker Brothers did make some games. I think Magic made a couple of games for it, but other than that, everything was programmed internally by like 1 or 2 people. Next one here is Invaders Plus, which is a loosely based Space Invaders clone. It is a little bit different. You have basically guys running at the bottom, so you're sitting there with, I guess, a gun and taking out alien ships. But again, everyone had to have a Pac-Man clone and a Space Invader clone back in the day. And again, the box is in very, very good shape for its age. Very nice. Thank you again. And it looks like we have one more in this box. We still have a big box here to go yet. Pocket Billiards. So we basically have a version of pool. Now, what I find interesting on this one, they don't even show you a graphic representation of the game. It's still like a drawing. So I don't know if I ever played this one. So it's probably going to be pretty basic. When they don't even show you the gameplay on the unit. But again, we have some good old duct tape keeping that box together. And I wonder if in the manual they do show a game screen. I'd be interested just to kind of see what they had for a game screen. If they do, oh, there they do. Okay, so very, very basic. Nothing crazy. Now, in all defense, I remember they had, I think it was a Magic, made a pinball, not a pinball game, a pool game on the 2600, and it's very basic as well. So it's just balls you knock into corners. So that should be fun. But again, I've never actually played this one as far as I can remember. So it'll be something I'll definitely give it a try on. Not like Alpha Try on 92, but I'm going to try it on anyway. All right, put this thing back here. Okay, so we've gone through everything in this box, and we kept the packing peanuts in the box, because once those suckers get out, man, they get everywhere. And we have, it looks like another large box in here, and then the machine. So let's see what this is here. I'm kind of excited. I think I can see what this is, and if it is, I've never owned this, and I always have wanted it. So let's see if that's what I think this is. Oh! It is. Look at that. So this is Quest for the Ring. This is basically, I don't want to say a holy grail game, but it's definitely one of the rare games to have all the pieces. I'll have to take a look inside. So it's basically a video game and a board game. So it's Dungeons and Dragons on here. So you use the keyboard on your Odyssey 2 and have all these different little pieces. And again, the graphics were very simple, but I think the dragons on here at least don't look like ducks. On the 2600 Adventure, they look like ducks. So the dragons look a little bit better. Look almost like dinosaurs with a tail, but I guess what is a dragon supposed to be, right? So I'll open this thing up here. Let's get this thing out of the way. I don't want to get it ruined. So if I open this thing up carefully, make sure oh. Okay, look at this. We've got a little string to keep the box open like that. I'm not doing that. The box is being held open by a string. So the manual is in here, and they have beautiful box art in there. That is pretty cool. And the manual as well looks really, really cool and in very good shape. So you would definitely need this manual to go through everything in here. And let's see if I get a picture here of one of the dragons here. But they do give, the warrior, wizard. So, it's definitely a Dungeons and Dragons style game. The only had one fire button like the 2600 and the joystick itself. And the characters, like in television, were kind of pre-programmed in the motherboard, but they have spiders. Here we go. So on this side here, we have some spiders, and then we have the dragon itself on here. So again, very simple graphics, but I think for the time that's okay. So we have the cartridge itself here. Hopefully the cartridge works. I'll really be excited if I can try this game out. I've always wanted to play this game. And there's actually a plastic section here with a castle on it, and under that it looks like we have pieces, and I'm hoping it's all the pieces, because the game did require this. Now what's kind of interesting is the original Magnavox Odyssey was a very, very simple machine and required screen overlays and usually cards and chips and all these different things to make the games work. This is kind of a kickback, I guess, to that. But it looks like all the pieces are here for the game, which is kind of cool. Again, this is something I definitely wanted to always play, and no one I knew had a Magnavox Odyssey, let alone this particular game. And there should be a board as well. Is that under here? Yes. Okay, this lifts up. We'll take this tray out of the way. And then this is, there's two things here. Here is the overlay. So this actually you place on top of the Magnavox Odyssey 2's keyboard. And you would press these different buttons here, I guess for different times of the game. And this, again, looks in absolutely perfect shape. There's a little corner notched out here so you can kind of get it out of the machine when it's placed down. But it looks in perfect condition. And then outside of that, there's the actual board, which is down here. And again, it looks in really, really good shape. Let's carefully open this up. Look at that. Now, I just finished watching Game of Thrones, so this is something I'm really excited to give a try to right now. And this board, again, looks absolutely perfect. So I'm extremely excited out of everything I got here for this game, because this, as far as I understand, this is a pretty rare game, especially to be complete, especially to be in box, and everything to be in such good condition. So I'm going to carefully put everything back in here the way it was, for everything to be perfect here. So I'll put this back in the box with the manual and close it. Now the box itself has definitely seen better days, but overall, again, I think this thing is in really, really good shape. And I haven't even gotten to the console, so let's take a look at that next. That's still in here. Can't play any of these things without the console, and that's still at the bottom here. And the box itself looks really, really good. I want to get this out without damaging anything. Let's get this box, big box, out of the way. Go away, big box. Thank you. And he wrapped things very well, and the box underneath looks in good shape. So let's take a look. Everything's taped down here, so I don't want to damage anything. I'm just going to cut the side here carefully. I'm going to be very, very careful. Okay, and here is what's going to make all those games play is a Magnavox Odyssey 2 game console. Let's get this thing out of the way. And as you can see here, if you're not too familiar with it, the Magnavox Odyssey was the only game console of its time that actually had a built-in keyboard. Now, it's not the best keyboard. It's a membrane keyboard. But it looks like it is in a query type of format. You have a numeric keypad at the top. You have your power button. Now, this thing also supported voice synthesis with the voice module. And I have no way to test it. I had one, again, it got wet. I don't know if that works. The Magnavox Odyssey 2 definitely didn't work. But if the voice works, I can put this in here, and some of the games do have speech. The cartridge has to support it. But let's take a look. The box looks in pretty good shape. And, you know, they talk about and actually show some of the games we just got here today, including the Quest for the Rings, which is the board game, you know, right there. But I remember seeing this in Caldors. You know, I used to go into Caldors. They had the Atari 2600, they had the Intellivision, ColecoVision, and Magnavox Odyssey 2. And unfortunately, the Odyssey 2 did not sell super well, at least here in the States. It's called the Video Pack overseas, and I think it did better overseas than here. Mostly because the graphics for when this thing came out was worse than the 2600. You know, if something comes out after that, you expect the graphics to be better. I mean, the keyboard was a nice feature. Now, the original Odyssey 2, like I had, the controllers, like the original Intellivision, were hardwired, meaning if they broke, you had to bring it to a service center, or you had to open the machine yourself to get them apart. Later versions of the Odyssey 2, the joysticks would use 9-pin, like the Atari. So let's go take a look and see what we have actually inside the box. So the box itself is, again, in pretty good shape. Let's very carefully open it up. And we have, looks like a, the manuals. Okay, so we have some manuals here. Keyboard is the key. And they show all the games that were available on the Magnavox Odyssey 2. So we have the owner's, well, not the owner's manual, but the game manual that shows you all the different games that they have available. You know, Atari did that too, and I used to sit down for hours going over I knew every page on the 2600 catalog by heart. And then Intellivision had theirs, and Coleco, because back then there wasn't the internet. You only had TV commercials, which they didn't do a lot of with games. They did some, but it's usually the consoles. So these little booklets and pamphlets is really how you found out about you know, the new games that were going to come out. And it looks like you still got the warranty card and everything here. Look at that. You can extend your service protections for one full year for just $19.95. Now we're talking $19.95 in like 1982, 1981 time frame. So that was a lot of money. But again, the console was probably $200 or thereabouts. So in the grand scheme of things, I'm sure people did do that. And we have another thing in here. What's this? Welcome to the wonderful world of Odyssey 2. It's a whole new world of home entertainment for you and your family. So I assume this came with the machine as well. And let's see what we have in here. The console looks really, really good in shape. Oh, whoa! Things are flying out at me. Okay, so we have the owner's manual right here. And again, everything is kept really, really good. He kept these things in phenomenal shape. So they're congratulating you on your purchase. That was always something that everyone does, even to this day. You bought the most advanced, state-of-the-art system. Games are here, and many more to come. Well, I don't think that's... Well, I should say they still do, because people do make homebrew games still for these machines, including the Odyssey 2. And here's, it looks like a Rainbow of Fun awaits you, right here. And it looks like you can order directly from Magnavox game cartridges. So they have, you can buy 5 cartridges for $99, 3 cartridges for $69. The voice of Odyssey, I assume that's the voice module, for $69, which isn't too bad. And they're showing game cartridges here from like $22, the most expensive. No, there's Intro to Computer, which was actually a machine language programming. Now in the Atari 2600, they made a basic cartridge, which really didn't do anything except 10 print, high, 20 go to 10, or simple math functions. But if I remember right, the Odyssey 2 actually had machine language programming, like assembly. And they wanted $39 for that. But everything else here, aside from the Master Strategy series, which is Quest for the Rings, which is what we have here. They also have Conquest of the World and the Great Wall Street Fortune Hunt. Those were $50, $49.95 a piece. It looks like they had at least 3 dedicated voice games. Type and Spell, which is kind of like Speak and Spell. Sid the Spellbinder and Nibble Number Ned. Those were $40 a piece. And they had Challenger series with voice. Smithereens, Casey's Crazy Chase, which came out after Casey Munchkin to try and... The name Casey Munchkin had a following. Personally, I didn't really find Casey's Crazy Chase that good. It was kind of like Nibbler, I guess. P.T. Barnum's Acrobats, Attack of the Time Lord, Turtles, and Killer Bees. And then they just have these regular games after that. But they do talk about the voice, and the voice was a little module that sat in the cartridge slot, which you can see right there. So very, very neat. And these documentations are absolutely pristine. And they're showing you these bundles we bought directly from Magnavox, how you can get them, and the price. Now, of course, when the gaming crash happened, you could have got games for $1 at that point. And they're showing you again, it reminds me of Columbia House, but you can get the 5 games or 3 games for $99 or $69 respectively, which, again, it was kind of nice that they did that. This thing open up here, what do we got here? Ah, yes, the magical doing some shrooms trip with your child. Eat some shrooms, follow the magic rainbow to the wonderful world of the Magnavox Odyssey. But again, having these things is just a really cool thing to have. I like how the kid is holding the cartridge like he's holding a gun from V. There's the picture right there. He's kind of holding that like it's a gun. You know, I'll shoot him, Dad. Don't worry, I got him. So awesome that all these things are here and in absolutely perfect condition, or as close to it as can be after all this time. If I get it back in the box, okay, or the bag, okay. Definitely do not want to ruin anything. Perfect. And we have the game cartridge, I guess that came with the machine, boxed, and the box is pretty perfect. Speedway, Spin Out, and Crypto Logic. It looks like that was a pack-in game. And again, the graphics are extremely simple, as you can see right there. Now, unlike the 2600, that paddles for driving games, you only have a joystick. And it looks like, from looking closely, this one is the wired version. So these joysticks I'm going to show you, like the original in television, these are actually hardwired. So if there's any problems with these, they are a pain to fix. Now, when you use them, you would think, it feels okay in the hand. It's a big stick. It sounds very hollow. But when I was a kid doing this, I thought these were analog, like the Atari 5200, because they didn't click like the 2600 did. They spring back. I mean, they act like they are a analog joystick, but I can tell you they most certainly are not. These are digital, and the joystick design, again, Philips being a big company, I always felt that the inside was the cheapest, worst design for a joystick. They used a Mylar board in there, not like the 2600 that had a hard board, and these break very easy. The springs on the bottom, so they have a screwed hose down here. You got to turn this device. It's just really a really bad design. Now you can modify these to use regular 2600 joysticks because again, it's just an 8-way joystick with one action button. But I'll see if these work, because when these don't work, they are horrid to get working. Of course, we have two that came built in. Again, for the time, if you had played 2600 or any other machine before, these just were not the best joysticks. I don't know what Philips was thinking when they made it, but if they were analog, I would say okay, because it's got that feel, but they are definitely not analog. And we have the good old, super big TV monitor switch. People from my generation know you had to play a game, you had to reach behind and try and flick this switch back there to switch from game and back. The Atari 5200 was the first console to have an automatic switcher to switch between it, but that was only the 4-port, which also powered the unit, and then they took that away and went back to this switch box. So then the people really credit the NES for that feature, or even the Sega Master System, I think, had it as well. But it really was the Atari 5200 that did it first. And then we have, looks like our AC adapter here with Odyssey 2 branding on it right there. And it was, looks like 11.5 volts. The Atari was 9 volts. I'm assuming it's because of the processor. It had an Intel processor in here. Maybe that's what was causing it. So I don't want anything to fall off of this table here. So we even got the styrofoam in here. And the styrofoam looks really good too. I mean, I'm really impressed with how well this machine held up. So we'll get the foam. Again, I want to make sure the foam doesn't go anywhere. And as big as this console is, these consoles just feel light as anything. But it's got a bag on it, so I'm already excited. Look, it's got a nice bag on it. And it looks like it's the original bag that came with it. But the machine itself looks phenomenally clean. So I'll tilt it right here for you guys to take a look at it here. Now again, these are hardwired. The video out cable, everything is hardwired. I'm trying to get it on the angle. I'll get closer shots, but all the cables here are hardwired in here. So I never liked that, except for the AC is not. But it's a nice looking machine. I mean, it's all silver. It's got, mine didn't have this. This has like an emblem with the Odyssey 2 on here. Mine was just I don't know, a colored sticker on here. It wasn't a sticker, but it was kind of in the paint type of thing. But it's a nice looking console. And here's the keyboard. And these are just membrane keyboards like the Atari 400 after it. So it's not really fantastic for typing on, but for pressing, it's okay. It's in a query keyboard down here. You have your math functions here, and you have your numeric up here. But the console itself looks like it's in really, really good shape. And it's patented, got the FCC, and it looks like the serial number on it. I guess that's the serial number. But as big as this is, it's very, very light. And I was mistaken, this was not the last thing. I have one thing that's actually bigger that I need to show, so we're gonna have to go to a different room for that one. But I wanna thank him once again for sending this out. This is phenomenal, all these things he sent out here. I mean, this is in beautiful condition. Thank you so much for sending it. Let's go take a look at the last things I did receive from people to donate.
Now this next thing you're seeing here, this was actually donated to me by Put Your Quarters on the Glass. It's a Bobby Vu MSX Neo Geo fighting machine running a Raspberry Pi 4, and it's got a lot of games on it. And you can see I did purchase an II Arcade pedestal. I got it for $44 on Amazon with free shipping, which was a fantastic value when you consider Arcade 1-Up's risers are $44 for that small thing that they sell you. And it fits in there very, very well. So I want to thank Put Your Quarters on the Glass for donating this to me, but also to Bobby Vu for actually making it. He really does a nice job with these custom builds. And make sure you subscribe to Put Your Quarters on the Glass. He's a fantastic guy and does a lot of great things for the gaming community. Okay, this next item that was donated to me was this Arcade 1-Up Tron unit. Now this was actually about 10, 15 people. I'm not sure exactly how many people was involved with this, but the two masterminds behind it were B Kong from Kongs R Us and Brad D from YouTube. They're both very big content creators and big modders in the community. They wanted to make sure that my Tron flight stick and my push-pull spinner worked properly in the Arcade 1-Up Tron unit. So they got together, they came up with the idea and had a bunch of people, I guess, fund this and had this sent to me. So I want to thank you, both B Kong and Brad D, for this, and all the people who did not want to be known who were involved with this donation. I really do appreciate it. And I want to thank everyone here right now for all the donations here to kind of help me build up my collection again after my flood. And just so everyone knows that Community Blue is doing very, very well as well. And I really appreciate everything you guys do for me. I really appreciate it. And I want to tell everyone right now, no matter what you do or how you play your games, be sure to tell your family and friends that you love them. And remember, game on.
at the Tiny Arcade fan page. Remember, don't admire people too much. They'll disappoint you.
Sit, Blue Blue, sit. Good dog.